Sinners, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Cinema. As always, I am your host, Sawyer St. Sin, and we're going to be wrapping up February's, I Was Made for Loving You, with our last movie. Sorry about last week, but life got the best of me. And also, the other movie that I wanted to do for February couldn't get anywhere. Then I was going to replace it with another movie and couldn't get it anywhere. So we're just gonna, cut it off right here with Frankenhooker. Yep, that's right, guys. The good old Frankenhooker. Now, some people think that it is just a trashy, I don't know. Some people think it's horrible. Me, personally, I love it. I think it's great. It had me laughing constantly. And, I like how it's very tongue-in-cheek with everything. So, let's just get into talking about the movie, right? We have our pseudo Dr. Frankenstein, right? His last name is Franken, which I thought was funny that they just cut it off, But he works at the power plant. He's been kicked out of several medical schools, so he's not really qualified for anything. And he's got this weird brain with one eye that he's working on. I don't know. It looks very strange. But he's got a girlfriend who loves him dearly and actually says something about letting him do a stomach stapling surgery on her, even though he has no medical license. She's like, well, I'm going to be married to him, so why not? No. Oh, and a nod, to Frankenstein. Her last name is Shelley. Her name is Elizabeth Shelley. I thought that was cute. So she dies in a horrible lawnmower accident. See, as well as being, a wannabe doctor, I guess he's also an engineer. He made a remote control for the lawnmower, and like a doofus, she powered it on and stood in front of it. And so he stashes some of her body parts away in a freezer in this, it's bubbly purple slime is basically what it is. But he gets the idea of putting her back together, and he has the mentality of, most serial killers. Who's not gonna be missed, and who will probably come to me willingly? That's right, guys. Prostitutes. Because for some reason, everyone thinks that nobody loves these people or cares about these people, which is terrible. Don't be that person, okay? It's horrible to think that way. They're still human beings. Anywho, so he gets out his, what are those things called during Christmas that people have them and they put them away for Christmas stuff, that the Christmas club? Yeah, that's what it is. The Christmas club savings at his bank. Gets that out and goes to try to find some hookers. He finds some. He makes a deal with their pimp. He makes this same thing that he calls super crack. Right? So he tells the pimp, he's like, this is from a friend and it's gonna be a beauty contest and whatever. So, he's like, okay. The normal hotel that the ladies work out of. All these women are in here, and he starts measuring them, checking out all of their parts, and one of them is like, hey, yo, you gotta choose somebody because he said you only have blah blah blah, we gotta go. or you can have 30 minutes with the winner and the rest of us gotta go, right? Well, he has a change of heart. He feels bad. He's like, I can't do this. But one of the girls grabs the bag from him, with the money, and the super crack. And they just start pounding down the super crack, and they start exploding. Like, first it's like electricity, like through their bodies, right? And then just explosion. So then, what is he gonna do? He cleans up and takes all the body parts back to his garage/laboratory. And he puts his girlfriend back together. But she's still has a lot of the hooker aspects to her. So she just keeps repeating things that they said, throughout the movie. Like, want a date? But so she stomps off, and she goes, looking for things that Hooker looks for, right? She has an encounter with one guy, and he dies from, I'm assuming, electrical shock. And then she goes to the bar, and she's looking for, she says something about Zeus, and Zeus is there, and he's like, oh, what the hell is going on here? Because that was the pimp. But then she kills, another guy. I don't know what he was doing, but he was underneath the table, and all that we saw were his legs, shaking, like he was being electrocuted. So let your mind do whatever it does there. And, but she makes her way back to, his garage. And so he's jolting her with a bunch of electricity, I guess trying to I don't know, rewire her brain or something, I don't know. Anyway, she finally gets back to, who she is, right? And he's telling her she was freaking out, right? Because who wouldn't? This isn't my arm. What this isn't me. What in the world? So he tells her what happened, and that unfortunately, right, the serum that he has only works on females. It's only for the female DNA. Well, right about that time, Zeus comes in and lops his head off. And he's you're property of me now. One of the hookers has, the Zeus brand, aka tattoo. But then this takes a strange twist. All of the hooker body parts that were in the freezer, that I was talking about, that's that purple jelly thing. Somehow a bunch of those congealed into weird little the creature from Basket Case? They looked similar to that, but some were hands and legs, and so they take Zeus down and pull him into the freezer, and I don't know what they do with him in there. He's lost to us at that point. Just lost. So, Elizabeth is oh, Franken, what am I going to do? So she gets the bright idea, and she goes to work. And when he wakes up, he's what happened? And she's well, how this serum only works on female body parts? And he looks down, and he got boobies. And he's this isn't my body. And he starts freaking out. And she's well, I had to do something, so yeah, we can be together. And it pans out, and he's a full female now, y'all. He got boobies, and a vajay and the whole 9 yards. So I think actually this story has a pretty good moral to it, right? No matter how much you love your spouse, maybe don't bring them back to life. Or do. I don't know. You know, you do you. I mean, personally, like, if my significant other, who is currently in the room listening to this, passed away, you bet you that I would try to find someone to find some way to bring him back. Yeah. Yes, sir. I would. He probably wouldn't want me to. He would just, you know, he always says, just like, leave me in the yard somewhere and let me rot. No, that's not gonna happen. I would totally become a Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein, and put him back together.
Pet cemetery.
Or Pet Cemetery it. I'm down for that too. You know? Just as long as he doesn't, like, look at me with with puppy dog eyes and go, no fair. No fair. Because then I might cry. Oh, Gage. We're going to have to talk about that movie at some point too. So this concludes February's I Was Made for Loving You. March, I don't remember if I have, I have a lot of themes, and I know I got April's theme down.
It was revenge.
March was revenge?
March was revenge.
Okay, yes. March was revenge, that's right. Okay, so, get ready for a month of revenge in March. And April. I'm excited for April. Y'all, I gotta just tell you, okay, so March is revenge. April is gonna be resurrection. So, you know what that means. I hope you know what that means. Please get my joke. If you don't, I'm going to be sad. Anyways, until next time, guys, bye!